What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. All right, so today we're doing something kind of cool. I have this aftermarket header. So this is a KL Racing header that my buddy Espen, thanks Espen for sending me over this header from Norway. So yeah, we got this header. Right now on Miss Huff, I have the stock exhaust manifold, and it's basically going into so it's a stock exhaust manifold. It goes into a 2.5 inch pipe with a MagnaFlow resonator, and then basically a 3-inch tip at the end. It's a mandrel bend here, so it's all pretty straight, good flowing rest of the exhaust. But we're looking at the stock header, and the stock collector is pretty tiny. The tubing's not as big. It's probably not as good of a design as this aftermarket one. So what we're gonna do right now, so the best we ever dynoed Miss Huff at was 124 wheel. So that was the best we were able to squeeze out of it with this intake, this exhaust, this whole setup basically. So we're basically gonna do a little bit of a test and tune to see if just upgrading your header makes a difference on an 8-valve B230F engine. So if you guys haven't watched my channel before, this car has a Volvo K-Cam in it. It's got a Spitronic standalone ECU. So Dan's able to tune it how he would like to get the most out of the whole setup. So yeah, basically we're going to, we already got a pretty good baseline. We've dynoed this car many times. We're gonna say 124 is kind of what we're working with. We're gonna install the header right now, and we're gonna do a run on the dyno and basically see what it gives us. So, you know, from what I hear, it probably won't make too much of a difference, but we're hoping for a couple horsepower, maybe 5, that would be cool. So this is kind of before I get the 531 head and I do the porting and shaving on that. We're gonna do one step up before that. So yeah, I hope you guys like the video. It'll kind of give you an idea if you're looking at upgrading your exhaust manifold on your 8-valve Volvo. So yeah. All right, guys, so we got the stock header out and we're comparing it to the KL Racing header. So from what I hear, the stock headers on these cars actually aren't too bad as far as flow goes. They're a decent design, but there's always room for improvement. If you look at the runner size, this is a crush bend right here. Same with right here. On the KL Racing, this is mandrel. This tubing's a little bit bigger. Same with the upper tubing there. So you also look, the whole header's like a couple inches longer in total. So actually from Engine Masters with David Freiberger on Motor Trend, they compared the long tube headers, if you guys watched that episode, and the long tube headers made the most power. So maybe it has something to do with that. I'm not a header expert, but I'm gonna say this will make a couple more horsepower. So we're gonna chuck this one on and kind of see how it goes. All right, guys, so day 2, we got the header installed last night. So it took like a little while because we didn't have any flanges. Dan was hating me because I solid mounted the the exhaust to the body. It was the only way to get it nice and tucked up there because this car is pretty low. So anyways, it's done now. Everything's all sealed up. It looks pretty sweet in there. I really like the look of this header in the engine bay. I took some exhaust header paint and I went over the whole header, and actually it was silver before I heated it up, and now it's like this cool gold color. So I'm pretty stoked on that. It looks pretty cool when you pop the hood. So we got it on the dyno right now. Dan's just in there. He's going to do a couple runs, and we're gonna basically see if, because this header has more flow than the stock one, it may have leaned out the mixture a little bit. A standalone can compensate to an extent, but it's never gonna be perfect if you go around changing stuff. So last time we changed to the side pipe and we did a different air intake. It actually did lean it out a little bit, and Dan added a bit of fuel and we were able to gain like 4 to 5 horse. So we're hoping the same thing kind of goes down this time. He's gonna add a bit more fuel and potentially gain some more power. So it sounds really cool. I'll do a sound comparison at the end of the video, show you guys. I'll probably go for a boot down the road so you can kind of hear what it sounds like inside the car. Then we'll do like a couple revs from outside the car, and I'll compare it to, I totally forgot to take a video of before I put the header in, but I have other videos from other videos on my channel that I can take from that have the old exhaust setup. So yeah, Dan's gonna do a couple runs right now, and I'm gonna film it, and we're gonna kind of see what happens. So I'm pretty stoked it sounds really cool. It's really high pitched. It's kind of like almost like a B18 Honda or something. It's a little bit strange. So it's kind of weird hearing that from a red block. All right, guys, so the results are in. I'm gonna point the camera over here at Dan. What was your estimate, Dan?
I guess it would do nothing.
Yeah, so Dan guessed it would do nothing, and guess what it did? It did nothing. So yeah, Dan tried to make some tweaks, and it didn't really do a whole lot, I guess, eh? Didn't really lean it out, nothing. Header didn't really change anything.
No, there was nothing really to do at all.
Yeah.
Again, we danced timing and fuel both
Yeah.
ways to see if there was any power to be had, but it wasn't a restriction. I think that's probably the deal to take from this. Maybe the head just isn't flowing enough CFM to cause the stock header to be a restriction at this point.
Exactly. So the stock header flows more than the head, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah,
right.
Putting a bigger header on didn't really do anything.
You might find though when you go
a better head, then this will actually may do something. Then
that's right.
Yeah. So the stock exhaust manifold on a ported head with more compression and stuff, it may be a restriction at that point. But with the stock head and this setup, it doesn't seem to be a restriction. So the stock exhaust manifold really isn't designed too bad. So I'm gonna take it. Hey, that's all right. At least it looks cool in the engine bay, and it definitely sounds cool. It's a little more high pitched, a little more race car. So I'm happy with that. It's a good myth busting thing for you. I guess there's not a whole lot of you guys in the US and stuff that have these headers, but all you Swedish guys that watch my videos, I'm not sure if any Swedish company has put a car on a dyno with a stock 530 head and pretty much stock setup with just a cam. All you guys have your winter beater 740s, and I know a lot of you do throw a KL Racing extractor on it, just like I have here. And I've heard that, maybe it gains a bit, maybe it doesn't. So this is dyno proof for you guys. It does not seem to gain anything on a stock head with stock ports and stock compression. So I do have a K-cam, if you guys don't know that. So that's my setup. Anyways, guys, that's basically the video, just a little myth busting video. So lots of videos to come for the channel. We're gonna be heading to Spirit Peaks Raceway in the next couple weeks again, me and Jake. Jake's got a bunch of cool things done to his car, so we'll check those out. Yeah, lots of stuff. Projects coming. I may go look at a V8 760. We'll see how that goes. So might be another project, but I probably don't need another project. So tell me what you guys think of that. I'll probably make a video when I go check it out, so you'll be able to see it. It's kind of haggard now. Actually, it's the Volvo I used to own. You guys may remember it from way back, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago now. I owned it and I sold it, so I have the opportunity to buy it back. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, that's basically it. Like and subscribe for big, thick Volvo tubes. Peace out.
Peace.